our main event here at Valor Fights 23. It's one of the hottest prospects in East Tennessee, someone with UFC capabilities, and so much is on the line here tonight for Justin Fisher, who with an impressive win tonight could very well see an opportunity on the biggest of stages in the UFC. A tough opponent, though, in Julio Gallegos, who comes in from Kentucky, and a guy that has XFC experience and has really fought some tough fights.
I can't agree more. You know, Justin Fisher, I've said it in the pre-fight, and I've said it time and time again, top of the food chain around these parts at the 185, and he's fought as low as 70 as well, too. So for him to come out here and take such a tough fight against Julio, it just shows the confidence that him and himself and KMA, and the guy will fight anybody. You never see Justin Fisher turn down a fight.
Now, you said this will be a step up in competition.
Yes.
What makes Justin Fisher so good and so impressive in a guy that has UFC possibilities?
I think the fact that Justin, number one, has such a good record, but just the fact that he goes out there and he gets in people's face. He's got jiu-jitsu, he's got wrestling, he's got stand-up, he don't care to trade, he don't care to stay in your face for 3 minutes, and he's got condition. When you had all them things, and he's just a likable guy. Look at him smiling right there. He's such a likable guy. It's hard not to like Justin Fisher, so he's got all the aspects that he needs to have.
Casey, what are the things that intrigue you about the future of Justin Fisher?
Well, you know, exactly what Adam said. You know, Justin Fisher, he has a tremendous amount of perseverance when he fights. In other words, no matter what position he's in, he always seems to battle back. He is extremely tenacious, and he has a good time. You know, he's got a great presence in the cage, and he has a good time when he's out there fighting, and that means so much, because if you don't love it, how can you do it? You know, all right, but he's facing against a guy like Julio Gallegos, who's very dangerous, so he's going to have to stay very in line here.
All right, to introduce our first fighter in our main event of Valor Fights 23 in Pigeon Forge, let's go to the cage and Cody Gwynn.
It's time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for tonight's Valor 23 main event of the evening. At this time, please welcome to the cage, fighting out of the red corner, Julio Gallegos.
So Julio Gallegos is out first, headed to the cage out of Four Seasons Camp in Lexington, Kentucky, weighing in 185 pounds. Out of the red corner, presented by Hogs Upstairs Tavern, Julio Gallegos is coming. He is another fighter that is on a 2-year layoff. Hasn't fought in 2 years. Back in 2013, his last fight was a win over Jonathan Giannox, which was a TKO. And that was at XFC 23 at Louisville Slugfest.
Yeah.
He has won 3 straight, has Gallegos. He had a troubled childhood, has done so much for kids with cancer, does so much for charity in Kentucky, and using his stage to help out a lot. Gerardo, as his first name is, he's a guy that is going to present quite a challenge for Justin Fisher.
Well, you know, and if you notice, he came out with a shirt for Killer Bees. Of course, that's Israel Gomez, a guy who is a team that's closely related to the Anderson Silvas in the old shootbox camp. He's been down cross-training with those guys as well. He mentioned that in some of his pre-fight interviews. You know, he's really prepared well.
32-year-old Julio Gallegos in the cage. Back to Cody Gwynn to introduce his opponent.
Now, please welcome his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, Justin Fisher.
I like Justin Fisher's walkout music. He comes out to the little preaching type thing.
I'll tell you what, this Gallegos, he's got a neck on him, man. He's got a primetime neck, bro.
Yeah. I think he may actually be stronger than Justin Fisher tonight. We'll see.
He's a big boy.
Yeah.
Justin Fisher, 29 years old. If you want someone to look to as a potential UFC fighter besides one of my color analysts, Adam Primetime Townsend, here's one in Justin Fisher, who is 7-1. His only loss was back at Evolution Combat Series 1 via submission rear naked choke back in July of last year. But he's won his last 2 fights, the Valor Fight 18 and Valor Fight 16. Justin Fisher in our tail of the tape at 7-1. Julio Gallegos at 7-3, 3 years older than Justin Fisher. Height advantage, 2 inches for Justin Fisher, and Fisher weighed in at 184. Gallegos just under 185.
Well, you mentioned, as I mentioned earlier, that previous loss was to Portland Pringle. That was a 4 seasons competitor, just like Julio Gallegos. So again, Justin Fisher, he's going to have an axe to grind right there. Undoubtedly, he doesn't want to drop 2 straight to the same team. I'm sure.
No, definitely. That's one of the worst things you can have happen to you as a fighter. You always want to get that redemption out here, and I think that Justin can do it, man. I have so much belief. Justin has so much belief in himself and so much faith and everything. He's going to be a hard person to put away. When you beat Fisher, you've got to beat Fisher. You're going to have to knock him out, or you're going to have to choke him out, because he's not going to go home.
And you guys mentioned the last fight against Ben Brewer. He was on the brink.
Ben Brewer was all over it, just like a Bellator veteran that he is. And Justin Fisher came back and delivered big time there.
Yeah, basically, me and Ben Brewer are supposed to have fought too, and Ben Brewer was probably one of the top prospects in the area, period, and especially in Tennessee. And it's crazy that Ben can fight so high and so low too, and compete with people like Justin Fisher. Man, it just shows the skill level of athletes that this little area has these days.
Justin Fisher is in the cage. Time for our fighter introductions officially for our main event of Valor Fights 23. Back to the cage and Cody Gwynn.
Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, are you ready for your main event? 3 5-minute rounds in the Valor Professional Middleweight Division. And when the action begins, your referee in charge of this bout is Jimmy Neely. And this bout is brought to you by Hogs Upstairs Tavern, the official host of the Valor Fights After Party. And now, introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight, he brings in a record of 7 wins with 3 defeats. He weighed in 185 pounds, fighting out of 4 seasons in American Killer Bees in Lexington, Kentucky. Julio Gallegos.
Oh, Fisher looks pretty big too, boys.
Standing across the cage tonight, fighting out of the OEB blue corner with a professional record of 7 wins with only 1 defeat. He weighed in 184 pounds, fighting out of KMAA, Knoxville, Tennessee. Justin Fisher.
It takes a lot for me to get, that little chill down my back when it's not one of my fighters fighting, and I got it right here.
Yes, sir.
And most importantly, I want you to protect yourself at all times. Touch them up, back to your corners, ready to fight.
Jimmy Neely with the final instructions for our main event. It's Justin Fisher against Julio Gallegos, both in the black trunks, and actually Gallegos in the brown and yellow. Fisher in the black. No touching of gloves. We're underway in our 185-pound middleweight bout presented by Hogs Upstairs Tavern. And this main event of Valor Fights 23.
Very unorthodox striking that comes from Justin Fisher. A lot of feints, a lot of movements, a lot of kicks. In such a small cage, some guys not used to this small of a cage. But look for Fisher just to come out throwing some bombs. Both of them will.
Gallegos looks powerful.
Yeah, big time powerful guy, but the footwork of Justin Fisher serving him well here.
It's amazing to me, like how some guys, while you watch Justin Fisher get announced, smiling, happy. It's just so weird to see some guys doing that stuff. It's just, I don't know why that's so hard for me to see. I have to be out there. I like to be aggressive. Oh, that was low. Yeah. That was definitely low.
Yeah. Gallegos was going to try to fight through it, but he will get 5 minutes to reset and gather himself here, and he looks in pain in the corner, neutral corner.
Let's see if we can get a replay of the groin strike here. See how low it really was.
Yeah, that's the first time you've had an opportunity to ask for a groin strike replay.
I know. It's normally happens so often. It's normally like every fight there's an incidental groin strike. We've had very good luck tonight. Unfortunate for Julio.
Yeah, well, there's been times where we see it too frequently.
Yeah, most definitely. And the inside leg kick, it's normally never the person kicking's fault. No time that never ever happens really. And it looks like Julio's ready to continue.
And they will touch gloves, even though little squint still.
Gallegos still grimacing a little bit.
Missed on the.
And Gallegos, he just doesn't seem to have his rhythm right
here.
So unorthodox.
Not at all.
It's Justin Fisher.
Fighting somebody that backs up and cuts such good angles like Fisher does and punches while it's backing up, it's hard to do anything with because you never know what you're going to get hit with. It's probably not going to be a huge knockout punch, but at the same time, you just never know what's coming. And nobody likes to get hit.
Well, you know what I saw out of Gallegos early, a little bit of success is when he went to the body and went high again.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that seemed to slow
Good.
Justin Fisher down.
Yeah.
Fisher with the footwork, boy, he is in and out, side to side, a lot of feints.
We'll see how long he can keep that up, though, because that right there is going to blow them quads out quickly.
Big shot.
Gallegos able to stick a couple rights and a left hook there.
It's good for Fisher that he's doing all that movement as long as he's landing and as long as he's staying busy and wearing the other guy out, too.
Well, I'll say this, exactly. Gallegos is getting worn out. He's throwing for the fences, big leather.
Yeah.
Fisher with his mouth open, stuck his tongue out even a little bit.
Head kick, body kick. Spinning cartwheels, forearm, back fist. I don't really know what that move was.
Hands down by
Oh, good right hand from Julio.
Stiff.
Fisher.
But Fisher rolling well with the punches right there.
Fisher's got a chin. I've seen
Undaunted.
Fisher take some bombs before and act like he didn't even get hit.
Shot to the body by Gallegos. Does Fisher have a little bit of Lyoto Machida type of style on his feet?
Yeah, but without the,
Right.
Fisher don't got that wild of that little snappy taekwondo or karate kicks, whatever Machida is. He's what I'd like to see is Fisher just lean in and throw that knee. What Machida?
Big shot there
Yeah.
by Julio Gallegos. Fisher's got to watch it there.
Man, I don't know. It seems like Fisher's just playing with him right now. He's looking
Yeah.
low. Look for the high kick right here in a second.
Gallegos looks like he's a little more comfortable than he was to start this fight out.
If I was Julio, I wouldn't even chase none. I'd just stand right there in the center and say, hey, fight me or don't.
Let's see if that frustrates him.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's
Nice
definitely be
jab.
frustrating. Me and Julio, we seem like we got a little bit of the same. Julio did. Oh, gosh.
Going for the guillotine, but
Yeah,
not anywhere close.
No, it's a little,
Because Gallegos is strong,
Yeah.
it's a little tight there, but
yeah, nothing to make him tap or pass out.
look at this, though. Gallegos looking to bridge and maybe make a turn there and get a little tighter with that.
I mean, Fisher's doing everything correctly. And watch Fisher go for the Von Flu choke even.
Yeah.
Look,
Yep.
and here he goes
Yep.
setting
Here
it
he
up
goes.
right here.
Yep. Old Vince St. Peru has done
And
that.
Wow. If he finishes Julio Gallegos here with the
Fisher's
flying
choking
blue,
himself.
Look at his
Julio's
eyes.
not choking yet, I don't believe. I'm fairly certain Julio's not choking.
but he's not happy.
No. But, Fisher, Julio never even got guard when he pulled for that guillotine.
Yeah.
I mean, Fisher was in side control for the moment he was there. Julio was just holding his neck.
Yeah, here
and
we
this
go.
is not going to be good for Julio
Not
right
at
here
all.
in this position. Fisher's, oh, wow.
Here we go, making a transition. Finally getting a
Wow.
hold of Justin Fisher here.
That's surprising to me. Fisher normally has very good wrestling and takedown defense, and Julio was able to hit that turn and turn the corner and take Fisher down.
Blood on the elbow of Fisher, probably from Julio.
Good.
Stuck a left on the exit. Did Fisher.
I'd say we're about a minute left in this round.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, big hook right there from Julio. Julio don't look too tired right now. I figured he might have blew his arms out a little bit at the guillotine, but he didn't.
Still can't tell where the blood, exactly where that's coming from. I don't know if it's an ear or.
Could have come out the nose real quick and already stopped bleeding.
Look at this.
Fisher got a
looked
little
he was
hematoma
wincing a
over
little.
his right eye.
Wincing just a little bit. Thought it could have been sweat. Maybe a little, call it catching a little shot there.
10 seconds left.
Center of the cage. Final
Whoa,
flurry by Julio
Whoa.
charging in. And
Wow.
maybe a shot or two afterwards.
I'll
But
tell you what, Julio Gallegos giving his grandest effort there to secure it. I think I still give it to Justin Fisher. He did have that top control and he got in good position in the footwork, man. It sells it to the fans. It sells it to the judges.
prime time, what do you think?
I don't know. I'm still debating on who I would give that round to. Fisher done a lot more running, but landed some punches. Julio done a little bit more stalking, and he wound up on top, got a takedown, and finished the round. I'm going with Julio on this round.
Interesting. And all the experts, including you, Adam, picked Fisher. He is the favorite.
Oh,
in
heavy
this.
favorite.
Yeah.
I would assume a heavy favorite for this fight. But like I said, I mean, Fisher done a lot of good things, a lot of good kicks, a lot of good punches. Julio landed his fair share of punches, even got that takedown. I mean, to me, that round was definitely
I
a
think the
round for
question is
Julio.
going to be, is Fisher, can he continue
I think he can.
that movement and moving around? If he slows down at all, that's where we're going to see the the power of Julio Gallegos accented.
A lot of people don't understand how long a 5-round fight, or 15 minutes of fighting is. Like, I mean, for these guys to go out there and fight like they did for 5 minutes and keep this pace up for another couple rounds would be insane. Especially guys that weigh 185 pounds to have this good a cardio. Nice inside leg kick.
Fisher still active with the movement.
Hey, head kick.
That was nice.
I would like to see Fisher attack the outside of Julio's left leg, because Julio has got his foot kind of turns in towards his body there, which allows for that outside leg kick to really be a dangerous weapon.
Right front kick, you mean, to the,
the
lead leg of Gallegos? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Right there, there. See how his legs turned in? Yep. No check whatsoever. If Fisher landed 4 or 5 of those, it would definitely make Julio get off that front leg.
Those are big, strong legs from Julio, too, though.
Both of them have big legs. Both the dudes, those are big 85ers in there, guys.
Round number 2 of 3 5-minute rounds in our main event of Valor Fights 23.
The thing I don't like that Julio's doing is rushing in like that. I mean, he's doing a good job at closing the distance, but he's got to pace himself in. Jab.
I think
jab,
if he's going to use that strategy, he needs to be a little closer to the
cage.
cage.
Or take down.
Yeah.
We're going to take down, one of the two. Because rushing in like that, Fisher's just cutting angles on him and making him look stupid at this point.
And again, charged in, became up empty.
Good left hand.
Fisher. Combination by Fisher.
See, now this is where he needs to pop, jab, in. That's right there is where he needs to come in at.
Is he going for the
easier
big
said
shots
than done? Yeah, you can tell that. You know, he's not throwing anything easy. Which, I mean, if it lands, it's going to hurt Fisher, but if it don't, it's going to gas him out very quickly.
But you have a better shot at landing that if you set it up.
Yeah, exactly. See, like right here, he should separate right there and keep Fisher against the cage right there. 9-8-7 is the combo getting called from Eric Turner. Probably a left uppercut, right uppercut, and then some kind of kick.
Hands down by Fisher still as we near the 2-minute mark gone by in round number 2.
Fisher really ain't got much on his punches no more. To me, that going backwards and punching is just it makes zero sense, because you have no power on your punches, and you're doing good at not getting taken down, but you're still backing up. And when I score a fight, man, just like this, Julio's cutting him off right now and starting to pick up his pace a little bit right here, as you can tell.
Guys seem to a lot of times to try to do it with the uppercut when they're backing away.
Yeah, and
that's something right here that Gallegos is not doing, is exchanging back and forth, whereas before he was missing off of Justin Fisher, maybe trying to wear down Fisher for late in the round to finish big.
A couple shots connected by Julio, one to the body as well.
See, Julio needs to slip those punches and immediately rip. He's throwing one punch after Fisher's done with his combo. See, like right there now, Fisher finished with a combo and he does nothing. He's got to throw directly after Fisher or in the middle of Fisher's combination. So he's not throwing anything until Fisher gets done throwing. Watch.
Especially since the strikes are not as damaging as they could be.
Yeah. 2 minutes left in the round.
Nice big shot by Julio Gallegos.
That's all it takes.
Wow. A big takedown there. Big shots. Big shots by Gallegos.
Fisher's retreating.
Fisher's got to put that chin down, boys. That's the thing. He's still getting
reeling. He's still reeling.
He's got to Julio needs to sprawl out. Wow. Beautiful takedown defense from Julio.
Not good for Justin Fisher right here.
But he do not go for that guillotine. Do not go for that guillotine. Do not go for that guillotine. Why would you go for that guillotine?
Yep.
Sorry.
I was just about to say.
Oh, no, that's close. That's close.
Wow. Oh, my
God. Julio Gallegos has beat Justin Fisher.
Wow.
What an upset here.
After I said don't go for the guillotine, he pulls it off. My utmost respect for Julio Gallegos. I'm sorry. I apologize for saying don't go for that guillotine, because that's not something I would do.
Wow.
But you obviously proved me wrong very, very easily.
Justin Fisher is emotional as he has been upset. Stunned there here on the replay.
What
Adam, take us through
a turn of events here.
Yeah, I mean, Justin was doing very, very well. He was backing up. But like I said, man, you've got to quit backing up and throwing punches, or those big shots right there that are landing are going to land. If your chin's up in the air and you're backing up throwing punches, that's not a good proper technique, and that's something Justin's going to have to work on too. And then Julio wraps in a nasty, nasty, deep arm-in guillotine, and Fisher went to tap several times and didn't. And Julio let up, I believe. So right here, he's about to tap. He lets up for a second. And Justin's like, no, I'm not going to tap. And then he decides to push on the chin. And then he's like, yep, I'm going out if I don't tap. Justin Fisher, man, one of my favorite fighters, man.
Back to the cage, our official decision. Here's Cody Gwynn.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Jimmy Neely has got a stop to this fight. 3 minutes and 44 seconds into the second round. Your winner by submission via guillotine choke out of the red corner, Julio Gallegos.
Man, you talking about upset of the century right there in my eyes, man. Like I did not see that coming. I thought that man, I'm at a loss for words for the amount of respect that I have for both
All
those
right.
fighters.
It just tells you you always have to be ready. You never know.
You can't play around with those.
I'm
those
here
submissions.
with the one and only Julio Gallegos. Man, I've seen you fight for the last 10 years up and down the roads. And, you know, a lot of the picks were against you in this one. You were considered the underdog coming off a 2-year layoff. Talk about your preparation for the fight.
Just mainly just preparation for the fight is get my head back in the game since I've had such a layoff. It's hard sometimes to get your mind back into fighting. That was like the big thing for me. Is getting back into the cardio, getting back to the hard work, getting back to the grind. And I knew I was going to have a dog fight on my hands. I've seen him fight. He doesn't stop. I couldn't ask for a better fighter.
Well, I watched you there in the first round. It seemed like you had a difficult time getting the timing down. He was moving so much, Sugar Ray Leonard style. You closed the distance, landed a few shots, but it wasn't until that big shot in the second round that it set the pace. When you hit that guillotine, did you know it was there?
Yeah, I knew it was there just because when we laid down, the first time I went to try to go for it, he already automatically went in. I knew he was dazed because he kept the neck out. So I knew I was going to get it. If he wasn't dazed, I probably wouldn't have got it. Real good.
Well, you know, Fisher was a tremendous prospect and still is going into this. This is a guy who had, high hopes for the UFC, and this was something, to get a win over Justin Fisher. What does that mean to you, having been in the game for so long?
That means I got a lot of things to work on. I got to get back on my ground. Got to get back on the grind. I mean, in this fight here, I've seen a lot of holes. I wouldn't count this as a win. Count this as a learning experience for me to fix all my holes. He's a great competitor. Have mad respect for him. I mean, all you got to do is look at his record, 7-1.
So real quick, if you want to give a shout out to all the people that helped make this possible, I'm going to give you the chance right now.
I'd like to give a shout out to American Killer Bees, Four Seasons, GJG Foundation, B Medi Spa, my coach Darren Van Horn, Adam, and my big dog, Ian. I want to give a big thanks to all my fans and family. My family is at home watching, and give thanks to all my training partners, and thanks for a great interview, man.
Thank you, everybody. Let's give it up for your winner in your main event of the evening.